If you're looking to land that dream job, there may be a few things you need to know before heading into that interview.
Could always use some help. We'll talk to a recruiter about mistakes made in an interview that'll keep you from getting hired.
Tammy, thank you so much. The time is 8:49. Nearly all of us have probably been on a job interview, wanted the job so badly, only to find out that we were not even in contention. You really want to call the employer and say, what did I do wrong? Why didn't you hire me? Well, joining us now is Zenja Norful-Glass, who is a job hunting expert and author of 25 Reasons Why They Won't Hire You.
Thank you.
Good morning to you. Thanks for coming in.
First,
what makes you an expert on this topic?
Well, you have to keep in mind that I've been doing this for 16 years. My husband and I own USA Technical Search staffing firm in Prospect Heights, Illinois. And we've been placing people in jobs, professionals, non-professionals of all races and ages nationwide for years.
And you said they keep making the same mistake over and over.
Yeah, I told my husband, I said, you know what, I'm going to have to write a book. I wrote 2 books, in fact, 25 Reasons Why I Won't Hire You, which is the mistakes that you make, and 25 Reasons Why They Won't Hire You, which are things out of your control.
Okay, let's start with bad personality, because you say people like to hire who they like, which is so true.
Yes, I wish that people could keep in mind that once you go on the interview, okay, they already know you have the qualifications. So 90% of getting the job at that point is them deciding if they like you. If you can get the person on the other side of that desk to fall in love with you, that's the phrase I like to use, you're 90% of the way there. And a lot of people mess up. They have bad personalities, they talk too much, they come across as condescending, they think they know it all. So whenever I run across job seekers that's been out of work for a while, but they have great credentials, I always tell them, I said, you know what, they probably just don't like you. And I have them come in the office and I talk to them, and sure enough, with a little bit of coaching, they're off and going.
And you even mentioned, too, not to say I, or me too much. Say we and me and my team, and use words that include everybody and not just yourself.
Right. Companies are looking for people that are team-oriented. So, yes, use team buzzwords is the word that I use.
I like your number 2, arriving too early. This is a bad thing?
Yeah, I'm telling you. See, here's the thing. Most people, we always tell them to arrive early for an interview. Am I right?
Sure.
But how early is too early? No one's really talking about that. When you arrive at an interview an hour to 2 hours before your scheduled interview time, you have to realize that you're irritating the hiring authority. You're forcing that person to change his schedule, change his agenda, because no one wants to have someone sitting in their lobby for an hour or 2, am I right?
Right.
Waiting on them to talk to them. So if you're going to be early, let's say you live far away and it's a long commute, at the very least call ahead and see if it's okay to come at that time, or do what I did this morning. I got here an hour and a half early, sit in the car, walk around. You don't just walk into a company.
See, you are our producer's dream, because people come early sometimes and we have to entertain them.
Right.
Where do you put them? You know, it's
exactly.
Okay, very good.
Exactly.
All right, number 3, smelling like cigarettes.
You know, I'm really glad we're talking about smelling like cigarettes, because people are not aware that this is a growing problem. I've heard many hiring authorities say, Z, does he smoke? And I'm thinking to myself, why should it matter? But you know what? Secondhand smoke issues, taking excessive breaks, you know, when you're at work, those are some of the issues people are facing in the workplace. So I always sort of jokingly tell people.
Plus it's stinky.
Okay. And I always tell people, sort of jokingly, I said, don't smoke anything when you're heading to an interview. You know, drink some coffee, do whatever you need to do to calm yourself down, but smoking is not an option before an interview.
Okay, number 4, working with too many recruiters.
Yes, that's it. Working with too many recruiters, people need to know that you need to find 1 to 2 recruiters that specialize in your industry and work with them only. If they're not cutting it, drop them and get another one. When hiring authorities get resumes from 8 or 9 different recruiters, the first thing that comes to their mind is, what is wrong with this person?
They're
that
desperate.
He's got to work with so many people. You said it. So many people to get a job. And you have to think of the legalities involved. Recruiters work on what's called a contingency fee. So when I place someone at your company, you have to pay me a fee. Imagine if 5 recruiters are fighting over that fee. And companies tend to just take a pass and walk away.
Okay, very quickly, you failed the background check.
Failing background checks. Most people think of 2 things when you think background checks. What is that? Drugs and criminal background, am I right? Well, another serious issue is credit checks. People are not aware that more and more companies are running credit checks. It used to be that it was just for financial institutions, financial positions, which makes a little bit of sense. But now companies are believing that if your credit scores are good, if your credit history is good, that means you'll turn out to be a good employee. So being late on your mortgage payment and not paying your credit cards could cost you the job.
All right. Now I can get any job I want. Woohoo! All right. Thank you so much, Zenja. You were great. If you want to get any more information on this or any more tips, because you have 25 very good ones, you can go to myfoxchicago.com. Mike?